It's Wednesday today. I thought I'd show you that he's still alive. He had a bit of a rally that day I made that vlog, and then we gave him diatom ginger and apple cider vinegar, and he stayed in that corner by the water butt, and I was making sausage roll, which I regret, and I threw out some little bits of sausage meat, which he ate. Then I threw out bits of spare pastry, which he ate. And in the afternoon of that day, whatever day it was, it might have been Monday, his tail was up and he was drinking quite a bit. So I think part of the problem is that he might have become dehydrated, or had become dehydrated, I'm sure. I've just come down to work out what's going on, because when I came down this morning to let them out, he didn't come out. He was up and about, but he didn't come out. And I thought I'd better come down and give you a bit of a update. But now he's eating, and I'm really pleased to see him eating. So if he's eating and drinking... Oh, and so on Monday night, I had the pleasure of cleaning his bottom. I can tell you it's not a nice thing to do, but he'd got really mucky around the back, and there were lots of flies showing interest, and I didn't want him to get fly strike. I was quite worried about what I might find under there, but actually, apart from it being very hard and difficult to clean, his vent was clean. It was just all stuff that had caught on his feathers. Sorry about too much information, but you see he's gaping. So, oh God. It's a week since he had that second lot of worm medicine. I've got Mrs. Brahma written down for another dose, and I will do him again on Wednesday of next week. But I think, he's gone on for weeks like this, hasn't he? So anyway, I'm going to go back up now. I just thought I'd better come down before I vlog. Okay, hold tight. I don't know why she sits down a lot. Well, apart from the fact that she limps. Are you all right? And over there is the Marin, who was sunbathing just then. Apparently the wheels need cleaning.
Good evening.
What's in that? What's it called? Bumper and tyre gel.
Yeah, plastics and rubber. I found a scrape there that hadn't been painted on the alloy. So I rubbed it down and then went and found the paint. So I'll let it dry and I'll have lunch, which is what I did there. But that's an old one that I've already done. I've only just painted this one because I've only just found it again.
Who's been scraping the wheels?
Oh, I don't know. Whoever it was. Somebody.
It wasn't just me, I don't think. I think I did do it. I remember going over that curb after we went to your first... Oh, looking just before your first physio appointment last October.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it. It was raining and I drove over a curb. They were stressful times. We're not going to do that this time.
Aren't we?
No.
Oh, good.
It won't be stressful this time. We know where we're going. We know what's happening.
Yeah. Doesn't stop it being stressful.
Well, not for me. Well, it
Oh,
will
yeah.
be.
Oh, for you. Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
No, no, no,
no.
no.
No,
Let's
that's
get
good.
the priorities right. Mr. Cockerell's eating
Is
down
he?
there, in there, yeah.
Good.
When I let them out this morning, he didn't come out, but he was up and about. And I thought I'd just go before I continue vlogging or start a vlog. I thought I'd better go and check on him. So I went down and he's eating.
Good.
And the
What,
white
from the
from the
suspended
feeder that
feeder?
you think that I shouldn't have suspended, but everybody's managing it. It's at neck height
Oh,
and
as long as they are.
it's
I
better.
just began to wonder whether he was finding it difficult.
No,
somehow.
he's eating out of there. And if you keep moving
Yeah.
and going out of shot,
Well, I can't stand still.
yeah, I don't know. And the white one was around him, very much around him, enough to get pecked.
Oh, what, by him?
Yeah, because she was getting under his feet as she does.
She's very keen to integrate that
Yeah,
one,
yeah. Yeah, so that's good. I mean, his tail's not up as much as it was the other night when he had a bit of a rally. He's probably protecting it now in case I start trying to clean his bottom again.
I would.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. No chance of that yet. So you're just doing this one today? You're not going to do all 4 tyres?
I might do another one, depending how well I do.
Okay.
Because it's not too bad. You know, considering we used to have wheels on our cars all the time.
Sorry about that he's gone away and he's talking. You can't hear what he's saying. I think he was saying something like the wheels on the bus go round and round, but I didn't quite catch it either.
I was saying, when I was younger, I used to have wheels on our cars all the time.
You used to have wheels on and off cars all the time when you were younger?
Yes.
Why?
Well, just to get inside.
Because you like it, don't you? You like fiddling with...
I like seeing what's inside there, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go over there now.
Right then.
And carry on vlogging. So, it's been a while. It feels like it's been a while. It probably hasn't. I know that I had no motivation or energy to even to think about vlogging yesterday. As I said when I was talking about throwing out bits of pork sausage meat to the cockerel, I was making a sausage roll. I made a long sausage roll with some ready-made pastry, so gluten. And I also mentioned at some point, probably when I was vlogging about the cockerel, that I had, he'd brought back, after he took the car for the CT, he came back with pain au chocolat for me, croissant for him, which we ate. And I said I didn't have the sugar rush, which surprised me. And yesterday, I had a really poor sleep. Comes the pussycat, thinks I'm going to be talking to her. Yesterday I had a really poor sleep, probably about 5 hours at the most. So my levels of energy yesterday were really, really poor. And I just felt so tired. And my body felt tired. And I sort of was talking to Mark. We went out yesterday to buy paint for the bedroom, which isn't going to be any of those colours I showed you, unless I showed you the green. If I showed you the green, that's the colour I've chosen. He doesn't really like it, but the green he chose was more of an olive green, and he always chooses olive green. I don't like olive green, so I won again. And so yeah, we went out and bought paint. I love watching that. That's so clever, that, because it was mixed. So she gets a tin of white paint and she puts it in a machine and sets the computer with all the correct, which will deliver the correct amount of tint to the paint. And you can watch that being dropped down into the paint. And then she takes it out of there and puts it into, or reseals the lid and then puts it into this machine that holds it really tight and then chucks it around. If I had that job, there'd be paint everywhere. I would have dropped it, I would have fumbled it, I wouldn't get the lid on properly. So it was impressive watching her doing that. Anyway, we went out and bought paint, and as I said to him as we were coming back, that I just, really, really lacking in energy. And he said, well, we did go off piste yesterday. And I went, what do you mean off piste? He said, we went off piste yesterday. And I'd forgotten that I'd eaten a lot of gluten and a lot of sugar. I'd completely forgotten. And because I'm coming down on my steroids, I'd done a sort of a bit of a jump down as well this week. I'd sort of missed a step deliberately because I just thought I'm doing okay. I'm just going to miss a step, so I missed a step. I just put it down to that, but actually, it's more likely it was the sugar and gluten that we had the day before. Oh, and I had a slice of toast. So, not good. So I've been fighting really to reach a point where I feel able to sit here, and I don't even know if I look awake. I can't really see. I'm sure I do look awake. I feel awake, honest. I sat up last night and watched Kamala Harris introduce Tim Walz as her running partner for vice president. God, it was just so uplifting, so inspiring, so joyful, so hopeful. I mean, I was watching it probably mainly with a load of Americans. I was on a young American guy's YouTube channel. And he was really pumped, and the people watching it was live stream were really pumped, and and the crowd around her were just absolutely pumped. I hate that word, actually. I don't know why I'm using it. But I sat up till about 1:45, and then I had to go to bed. I couldn't stay up any longer because I'd had a poor night the night before. But I'm really pleased. I watched, and it was lovely to see the humour from both of them. Really interesting to hear what is important to them. And hear and feel the empathy and the compassion from them. I'm picking up a lot of empathy and compassion from her book, which I'm reading. That she will fight for this little guy. That she stood up to authorities. She stands up to corporations and all of that. And then hearing about him, who is just a family man, who's done some really good stuff, who has negotiated well with Republicans, I think, if I pick it up correctly, and has served in the military, has no bone spurs, a teacher, high school coach, all of that. So it feels a bit like, and this sounds a bit cheesy, but it feels like there's a real potential for America to have its mom and dad back, to be parented by adults, to be taken care of and looked after and not pissed on, because Trump's pissed on you. A lot of people don't see that. They don't see that all he is for himself. I don't understand why people don't see that. It's noticeable that some of the journalists now, some of the American journalists, seem to be saying what they think and being more real. I don't know what I watched last night talking about them feeling more liberated and feeling able to say what they think and not tiptoeing around. That's really interesting that they're beginning to turn. I can't tell you who it was that said, I can't name the person that talked about Trump being in his fat Elvis years. That just is just amazing. Just so funny. So yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm seeing light at the end of the tunnel, and I hope all of those that have been despairing are also seeing light at the end of the tunnel. I know it's not over until the fat lady sings, and I'm not singing yet. The feeling last night felt like the feeling when Obama was elected. It had that energy to it, and I know that this is counting our chickens before they hatch, but I cannot wait to see her crowds on Inauguration Day. When I think back to Trump's meager crowds on Inauguration Day and the fight. And I can't even remember who his press secretary was, that bloke that came on and said it was this million, period. But I can't wait to see her inauguration crowds. I hope the weather's fine. But yeah, and it's counting my chickens before they hatch. But there's an Obama-esque feel to it, and that feels hopeful and heady. And for anybody telling me it's none of my business, piss off. It is my business. Your president becomes leader of the free world. There's so much power in that role. And the thing about that role is that the power there can be misused. And Trump misused it before and will misuse it again. He really is dangerous and going off really unhappy now, very unhappy, tweeting really mad stuff. During the rally was tweeting something that was really completely mad. Now, Scotchette, you said to me something about she's not a good speaker. I just want to say, whether or not she's a good speaker doesn't indicate competence. It doesn't necessarily say that she's not fit for the role if she's not a good speaker. I felt she was fine last night. She hasn't got a strong voice, but that's okay. That's what microphones are for. But yeah, just because she's not a good speaker, and I haven't seen evidence of that, doesn't mean she's not fit to run as President of the United States. So yeah, that's that bit. That's good. I'm not going to talk about the UK because it did bring in a lot of anger. Just to say, a lot of people have been sentenced, had prison sentences. They're being picked up gradually. I feel really sorry for the police who are having to deal with that and having to probably work double overtime to deal with what's coming. The prisons in the UK they talked about the prisons being full, just as the Labour government were coming into power. So I don't know how they're going to manage that. What they could do is release the Stop Oil protesters who were given really heavy prison sentences to make room for these guys who tried to burn people to death or stole sausage rolls or Crocs. Anyway, I'm not saying any more about that. We went to our neighbours the day before yesterday. I think it was the day before yesterday. Yeah, it was her birthday. She's 81. So we just went round and took a card and sat and had a chat with her. She also has a very poor relationship with him next door. So we had a good chat about him. And we weren't there long. I find it hard. I don't always understand what she's saying. It's when people speak quickly, I can't follow. But we did that. And that's it really. We haven't done a lot. We're not planning on doing a lot. Vicky's coming tomorrow to clean. I think that's all really. So yeah, that's it. I've caught you up, I think. And I wanted to do this. I wanted you to see the cockerel so that you could see that he's still okay. Because I imagined that in that gap of me not vlogging, you might have thought that he wasn't okay. Well, he is so far. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a good day.